So, story time. Around the end of 2017, my boss's wife went through a midlife crisis and decided to have an affair and move out of their house. Divorce proceedings initiated shortly after. In the following March, there was an incident between the two of them that necessitated court intervention, and for them to meet some requirements as a result. One of those requirements was her being required to walk around the house and make a list of all the items that were hers. Cue pettiness on her part. Boss's lawyer stated that, in my 20 years of law practice, I have never seen a list this petty. Half of the dish towels, half of the paper plate holders, half of the pots, the curtains in the lounge, etc., etc. You get the idea. She made sure she got half of everything. However, my boss did not allow her to come into the house herself to pack, as she had spent the previous 5 months stealing out of the house at every opportunity, and he didn't trust her to pack only her belongings. So, he made me do it. Small company, nothing else really for me to be doing, so I dutifully started collating her belongings. This is where the pettiness comes in. She requested 1 saucepan. I shook both and one had a loose handle. She got that one. She asked for the curtains in the lounge. She didn't ask for the curtain hooks, so I took all of those out. Half of the dish towels? She got all the grotty mismatched ones, not the nice red set. Half of the containers in the storage room. Never specified she wanted the contents, so she got empty containers. I did this for the entire list, making sure I was as petty as possible when packing up the house. The result. Part 1. Once she took all her stuff, she sent a very long letter via her lawyer, stating that what she received was not what was listed in her belongings. We painstakingly went through the entire list, explaining that she received exactly what was written on her list, and we couldn't possibly be at fault, since she wasn't specific enough. Part 2. Their divorce was finalized at the end of 2019. Occasionally, we will still get the stray email saying we need to return items to her that weren't provided back in 2018. It makes my petty heart burn bright, knowing that she tried to be a bitch about taking things, and I turned it back on her and ruined it by being extra petty. Edit. I did not behave like this in a vacuum. I did not screw over a kindly woman that I didn't know. No, I'm not dating or married to my boss. I can't believe I have to say this, but not every woman in a divorce is the good party, and women can be evil narcissistic people just like men. Divorce brings out the worst in people. I'm my boss's personal assistant, and it's my job to read his emails. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Edit 2. I won't be responding to any further comments, mostly for my own sanity. I've answered most of the questions in other comments, and I want to go outside and touch grass for a bit. Comment by user. The question is, did your boss know how petty you were? And if so, what did he think about it? Reply by original poster. Yes. He started to follow along once he realized what I was doing. After being dragged to court several times on phony assault charges, he wasn't too pleased with her behavior. Besides, he's a very, very busy person, and so having me pack everything actually did help him take some of the load off. Comment by user. Oh man. Cue up the image of the divorcing couple sorting their beanie babies on the floor of the courtroom. Reply by original poster. People look at that picture and mock them for being so stupid and ridiculous. I legit lived it in the form of this divorce. Adjacent though I was. She even got mad because we didn't give her the right Tupperware containers. Comment by user. I had similar with a small business partner who pulled all sorts of petty things, from saying they didn't make any phone calls 1 month so I didn't want to pay their half of the phone bill, flat fee, no call charges. Didn't want to pay their half of electricity bill as I used my laptop longer than she did. You get the idea. We decided to part ways a year after setting up. She wanted half the money of the cost of things we bought, such as for coffee cups, kettle, an area rug, curtains, etc. So instead of giving her cash, I gave her half the area rug, cut it in half, the top of the kettle, my keeping the electric base, half of the now chipped coffee cups, and half of each curtain. Completely useless. Reply by original poster. About 2 years later, I lamented to my boss that I didn't take the list literally like you did. One of the things requested was half of the ice cream containers. I only thought about it later that I should have cut them all in half. Your pettiness warms my heart just as much, though. Knowing what I know now about life, I was a miserable 23-year-old back then. I absolutely would do the same now. 0 Fs given. Comment by user. I expected you to cut the things literally in half, but that would have hurt your boss as well. So good job. Reply by original poster. She is absolutely the person who would have gone to court claiming he violated all sorts of orders if I had done that. Can't say I didn't definitely think about it. But being technically correct and technically following the court order as it was written was the best pettiness I could offer. Besides, knowing it burns her arse all these years later. She is still salty over 2 cooking pots and a glass measuring jug, FFS, is what keeps me warm at night. Comment by user. My recent ex can out-petty this. I split up all the belongings to be fair, so we both had enough in our new lives. Towels, dish towels, cutlery, pots, pans. Even gave him the best of everything. He then proceeded to dump all the linens on the floor, put the box full of kitchen good out to the road, threw away half each of 2 sets of sheets, 1 rose and 1 black upside-down face. Following that, he moved his TV, said he'd be back the next evening with a crew of people to get his large stuff. Left me waiting all evening and he never showed. Just left all his stuff and me changing the locks at 10:30 p.m. Reply by original poster. I'm sorry you went through that. If it's any consolation, once everything is finalized, and you have some true distance from the situation, it will get better. I promise. Comment by user. Half of the dish towels should have been the left half of each dish towel. Reply by original poster. Someone else pointed out destruction might not have been the best answer. However, I did get the joy of reading her follow-up email, where she complained that she didn't want the grotty ones, and that she specifically wanted the nice ones. Comment by user. This made me laugh so hard rolling on the floor laughing, especially the pot with the loose handle. Petty. Reply by original poster. That one and the curtain hooks. I'm most proud of those 2. Comment by user. This is awesome. I hope you got a raise. What was your job title and description if you don't mind sharing? Reply by original poster. My job title is largely the same, that being farm manager and general gopher. Officially, I'm the office assistant and head admin person, but I kind of fill in any role that I need to. Yes, I got a raise and I get occasional bonuses for dealing with her and for knowing how Excel works. Comment by user. You are a hero. You may not realize it, but you are. Reply by original poster. I didn't feel particularly heroic at the time, but looking back, the entire situation could have ended up so much worse if I had chosen to keep my head down and not be involved. I would have lost a job as well at least 10 other staff. All of their families would have been out of income, and my boss would probably have lost his home too, as well as his kids. Comment by user. Jesus, every woman is just like, she could be innocent. Fuck, people are so gullible. Reply by original poster. Look, some women are absolutely screwed over by abusive idiots. But this woman was not one of those. Comment by user. I was half expecting you to use the scissors and give her literally 1/2 of things that could be cut. Did your boss appreciate the gesture? The bitching and moaning from his ex would have fallen on his ears. Not yours. Reply by original poster. He realized what I was doing and started doing the same thing. I followed her list to a T and only gave her exactly what she specified. She bitched and is still bitching, but there is nothing she can do because the list was fulfilled. Comment by user. Half the dish towels? Man, that's what scissors were made for. Reply by original poster. Property destruction was something that did cross my mind often. She was such an unreasonable bitch the entire time. But I made sure it was all above board. Comment by user. Why would you do that? Reply by original poster. I'll just direct you to some of my other comments. She tried to sell the property we trade from, and I would have been literally out of a job if I hadn't helped out where I could. Comment by user. The bigger question is why you are getting involved in your boss' private life. Unless you are a personal assistant that manages his private/home life, I don't know why you would interject yourself into this situation. Reply by original poster. So, you're pretty much spot on for my job description. I wear many hats, as they say in the business world. But my main job is actually a personal assistant. One of my jobs during the proceedings was to read the court docs and translate them into regular English for my boss. He was too busy, so I would decipher them and give him the important things so we could respond. I sent more emails to his lawyers than he did. So yes, it was actually my job. Comment by user. Pettiness in favor of the boss? I came here for the opposite story. Reply by original poster. Honestly, it was for me too. Because she would have done the same thing if she was in our shoes. She is the person who will only follow the parts of a court order that she likes. Comment by user. I guess I am just missing it. But isn't half of everything legally hers? How does that make her list petty? Reply by original poster. Usually people aren't super specific in the stuff they want. The fact that she went down to the nitty-gritty and requested shit like half of the wax wrap dispensers irritated me. Also, she wanted the best half. Had she had the opportunity to pack herself, she would have left him with the broken and gross stuff, and she would have packed things that weren't initially on her list. I know this because her follow-up email included a lot of things that weren't originally on the court order. So I made sure she didn't get what she wanted. And she knew it. Comment by user. So you felt entitled to take revenge on this woman for divorcing your boss? That's some kind of fucked up corporate Stockholm syndrome. Reply by original poster. No, I took revenge on a thief, a cheater, a liar, a narcissist, and a woman who is still trying to turn their kids against him. She literally tried to sell the house right out from under him, more than once. She stole money out of his business accounts that he needed to do his contract work. She tried to steal his car more than once. She went to the police for a protection order because of mean messages. She tried to fake assault charges against him, and she tried to have him arrested by claiming that he needed to be at the police station while she dropped other charges against him. That was who I took revenge against. Not for divorcing him. Comment by user. We were receiving emails after the divorce? You have an awfully cozy relationship. Reply by original poster. I use we in the literal business sense. I am the one that reads the emails, and she sends all of her correspondence to his business account. Therefore, I see all of her emails to him. Comment by user. We. Are you and your boss fucking? Reply by original poster. Nope. Boss attended my wedding in 2020. Comment by user. I don't know why you took on the role of the injured spouse. Do you want to have a thing with your boss? Couple of things. How is it stealing? She was married to this man for 20 years. It is her stuff. Did you expect her to just up and leave everything and buy everything new again, and he didn't have to? Did it make you feel good screwing over another woman? Reply by original poster. She did actually steal items from the house that weren't hers. The final straw was her attempting to steal his car by coming into the house and taking his keys. She tried to sell his house. Yes, it felt good stopping her from making me lose my job. Also, my boss attended my wedding as a guest in 2020. Comment by user. You got involved in something that wasn't your business and did your boss dirty work, which most definitely wasn't in the job description. Okay then. Reply by original poster. This wasn't even the worst thing I did or had to do. Honestly, boss is too damn nice, and back then would have given her anything to keep her happy. My role was to keep him grounded, and to casually remind him every so often that she didn't have his interest at heart. Further, the incident was planned by her in order to have him wrongfully arrested. She even showed up at the house in the middle of the night with a cop. So my tiny bit of pettiness is small in the grand scheme of things. I'm always game to piss off a narcissist, to be honest. Comment by user. Are you and the boss dating now because you are way too invested, but kudos on keeping the curtain hooks lol. Reply by original poster. Nope. Been in a fantastic relationship since 2016. Boss attended my wedding in 2020. Besides, even if I had been slightly inclined to date boss, have you met his ex-wife? I hear she's such a bitch/J. All jokes aside, the man is 16 years older than me. I don't need that in my life. Comment by user. What a good little stooge. You harmed a woman you didn't even know for fun? This is gross. Reply by original poster. How do you know I didn't know her? I know her well. Worked for her too until she left. Comment by user. Your boss is the issue here. It's totally inappropriate to ask you to do this when you are an employee. Way to get revenge on the wrong person. Reply by original poster. So, you're proposing I screw over and get revenge on the person who also pays me, in favor of the person who has screwed over everyone she knows in an effort to get ahead. Got it. Comment by user. So your boss cheated on his wife and you thought she was being petty. Mumke. Edit. I misread LOL. She cheated. Makes more sense now. Reply by original poster. Where did I mention him cheating? SHE cheated and introduced her new boyfriend to their children before they told their children that they were even getting a divorce. Those kids were 4 and 6 at the time. It messed them up for months after. Comment by user. Honestly, the crazy part about this is that you believed your boss the charges were phony. If you were wrong, you helped him abuse his ex. And there's a decent chance, since he was also doing petty mean things like refusing her access. Reply by original poster. They were phony. She left bruises on him while he tried to leave the situation. Comment by user. I read this as you were P.R. Eddie during boss divorce. Figured you'd be Mrs. Boss by the end of. Reply by original poster. Am Mrs. Not Boss. Boss was a guest at my wedding though. Comment by user. Bruh, your boss made you deal with his business wildly outside your scope of work, unless you were his personal assistant or something. And you basically rewarded him for it? Reply by original poster. AM personal assistant. AM required to do personal work. Is in job description. Is job. Please leave your story in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to get new update. Thank you.